other fighting games. And the fact that it has that somehow Katana's low kick is not even a low kick, and she's just somehow bending gravity, it's so weird. And that is why Mortal Kombat 9, no, also all NetherRealm Studio games has terrible animations. So what do you think of my presentation?
Well, yeah, I guess. I'm sorry, Brian. It's just 3000.
Chill out, mate.
Don't cheer up, mate, me. And why have you changed your Gmod model again?
Well, technically you're using a sprite for me right now, so really you can't say I'm using that model.
I don't care!
Well, you see, Retro, I am a complicated person. It's just part of my charm. So, you wanna play Sonic Adventure 2 or something? We were supposed to collab on the first one, because someone took my spot early.
Well, you got me there. Fine, but make one more TF2 joke and I'll send you straight to hell.
Good day, mate.
Roll the review. Surprise, surprise, Sonic Adventure sold well. Well enough for a sequel to start development right after the English version was released. This time, Sonic Team USA wanted to take the first game's strongest points and fine-tune them. In addition to 60 frames per second and having more experience with the Dreamcast than before. There wasn't much development history other than Shadow missing an eye. And then the game was revealed at E3 2000, also announced being the last main Sonic game before discontinuing the Dreamcast. Sad stuff. And then the game was released in June 2001, just in time for the 10th anniversary. And for my history, it's the same as SA1.
Well, same for me, I guess.
So, which game do we prefer? SA1 or SA2? Honestly, I've been wondering that for a while, so let's find out. So the story is split between 2 rather than 6 per character, which, I'll be damned. It's good when you don't see the same Knuckles 3 times. For the hero's side, Sonic is arrested by the police, or G.U.N, for reasons. What is it with characters and getting arrested? What's wrong with you guys? And then Sonic breaks free and falls from the sky, only to later meet another hedgehog named Shadow, who is holding a Chaos Emerald and is monologuing.
It all starts with this. A jewel containing the ultimate power.
Turns out the gun has mistaken Shadow for Sonic. Somehow. Shadow teleports using the Chaos Emerald because I guess you can do that now. And Sonic is behind bars again. We then cut to Knuckles and another new character called Rouge the Bat, arguing over each other because she wants to steal the Mass Emerald. Then Dr. Eggman tries to steal it, Knuckles breaks it, and they both go looking for pieces of the Master Emerald. And not a single mention about Angel Island. Throughout the rest of the story, you've got Tails and Amy, and Knuckles for a bit, helping Sonic. Eggman at some point destroys the moon, and so they go looking for the Emerald. There's more to it, but that's the basic plot.
But that's only one side of the story. Let's look at the dark side. Dr. Eggman breaks into the gun base to find his grandfather's secret weapon. But it turns out that Shadow was the secret weapon all along. Shadow tells Eggman to meet him in the space colony ark, but not before stealing the Chaos Emerald and framing Sonic. As for why Shadow is like this, well, 50 years ago, Shadow lost his friend Maria, who was killed on the Ark, and well, Shadow promised... No, I'm gonna say the line. I promised you, Maria. Pizza!
Okay, I'll clue that.
Eggman arrives on the Ark, and Shadow introduces the Eclipse Cannon, which can destroy a planet with all 7 Chaos Emeralds. But Rouge was eavesdropping and offers to help. Rouge was the... Luke!
I am Rook!
But Rouge was eavesdropping and offers to help the Dark Edge Lord and the Eggman. So that's the story in a nutshell! Now, this does have plot holes, but not as many as Combat 9. So anyway, we're gonna move on to gameplay, because I want to move on to gameplay.
Before we do that, it has been a while, and I'm worried about getting rusty, so I better watch the tutorials.
Kill it with fire!
He's had too much caffeine. Oh no. The pause menu is in French. But is that the Luigi Death Stare?
Here's how to get the nuts.
Now, unlike the last game, there are no hub worlds. You watch a cutscene and you move on to the next level. Me like.
I disagree. I like the last game's hub worlds. It gave a bit of life to the world aside. But at the same time, I can understand why people don't like it. It's very confusing. You may not know where the hell the next stage is, or where the upgrades are. And, well, yeah, that's fair arguments. But to be fair, I also have issues with hub worlds. When they are the f***ing menu, Dragon Ball Fighter C! Oh yeah, Blaze Blue Arm. I didn't forget to include you.
So, when we talk about the playable characters, they mostly play similar to their evil counterparts. Sonic plays like Shadow, Tails plays like Eggman, and Knuckles plays like Rouge. So I won't be going over them both, because they play exactly the same.
I'll start with Sonic and Chao. Naturally, their stage is all about speed! And well, it's the most fun part of the game. They have the spin dash, the home run attack like the last game, there's this somersault. Why? Basically the spin dash, but slower, breaks boxes, and goes through tight obstacles. Oh, and there's the loopy-loops. I don't have much to say, whatever, moving on, Retro, go and take over.
Yeah, Sonic is still really fun to play as in his levels. His controls are a little less loose than the last game, and the levels aren't as open, but I'd say that's for the better. Less glitches, and, well, you're mostly going in a straight line when you're going fast. I will say I do have my own issues. The somersault is mapped to the spin dash button, meaning if you want to do a spin dash, you have to hold down the button for a second, otherwise you'll do this. And it's really annoying when it happens because this move is pretty much useless. I mean, to be fair, the spin dash was a little overpowered in the last game, so this does balance it out a bit. But I just wanna have fun! The rest is good. Oh, and you can also grind rail. I nearly forgot about that. Pretty much, if you can keep a good balance, you can get a lot of speed and do some cool tricks with the jumping. Actually, Sonic's shoes are different too. This is because of a promotion with sub shoes, which are shoes you can grind with. Pretty fitting. Ha! Get it? Because they're shoes and you can put them on? To Shimoda, please.
Ah, yeah, let's do this! Hey, yeah, go!
Then we have Tails and Eggman. Tails is using his Tornado 2 as a battle suit thingy. It's weird. Basically, their gameplay is like Gamma, but a little worse. Aiming while moving is bad. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I find annoying. Well, they're fine, but I just don't have as much fun as I'd like. Again, Tails. Eggman, I can see how, but why Tails? I mean, he wasn't originally planned and all, but why this?
In my opinion, Tails and Eggman's gameplay is something I wouldn't mind, but trying to move and aim in this game is pain in my ass. I mean, for crying out loud, you got it right in the last game, guys. Oh, but my favorite part. You know what my favorite part of this is?
Okay.
No, this music sounds great. My ears bleed for some reason.
Okay.
And then there's these two. Their gameplay is like Knuckles from SA1, and now, you think it will be fine. It'll be just like the last game, right? Wrong! Well, you see, people, the problem is the radar. In Adventure 1, we had all 3 radars online. If you were near, like, the second piece, well, radar 2 will be going off. Look at these split. I mean, it'll tell you, hey, you're near a piece. But Adventure 2, oh no, it doesn't.
Green Giants.
But in Adventure 2, you might be near the second one, but oh no. Radar 2 is offline because you need to get the first piece. Then once you got that, then Radar 2 will be online. So then you'll see where the second piece was. Once you got that, then you got the last piece, and then you know what happens. Joy, right?
Yeah, this is honestly not really fun. The first game was perfect. Why change it? Because they were too quick? Because we need 30 minutes per level? And it doesn't help that the levels are a little bigger too. meaning you could search every path only to find the first piece on your last path. Then you gotta do all of that again painfully. And those call hints that show you the direction, now you've got hint boxes that give you clues at a cost of a better score. Well, at least he controls the same. So on to the levels. City Escape.
Rolling around at the speed of tramp.
This is a really fun stage. The only one with lyrics by Crush 40, Speedy, Grind Railing, and a big dumping gun truck trying to kill us. America!
But skateboarding is cool, right, man?
Hey, Vanilla, look out! There's a truck coming. Uh-oh, he can't hear me. He's listening to Airbud on Audible.com. Ironically, the truck was a Dodge.
At Harvard, another fun stage of Sonic's. We got explosions, a rocket, home and attack practice, the light speed dash, cars that break down. Okay, that last part was not there. And these guys who can't find the light speed dash upgrade.
Riddle me this, Batman! Why can't you find the light speed dash? Get on my review!
After an epic boss fight, the island's about to blow up and then we enter the next level. Green Forest, like green giants.
That joke's already been used!
And there's a time limit, so that means we need to pack our stuff and we're going to Ferris!
Ferris!
Leave it in. You know what? Leave it in. F it. Let's leave that one in. One is another high-speed Sonic stage, with the forest and fire making it feel like you're going in circles, and the music telling you to hurry the f up. It makes getting out of here more urgent. It makes it really good and adds tension. Oh, and there's Shadow's version. It's fine.
Aquatic Mine. Screw this level! I cannot, for the life of me, find the stupid pace! And how was I supposed to know you could open this? Ah! Media Heard. It's also just crazy gadgets. I like the gravity stuff. It's alright. Also, is that chaos? Final Rush. A lot of grind railing. Love it. It's a little tricky, but it's good.
Radical Highway. It's a very fun Shadow stage. Really like it. I f***ing hate the Tails version because he's f***ing slow and... Oh, one more thing. The last stage for Sonic and Shadow, respectively. No!
Egg Quarters. I hate this! And these mice are just... Security Hall. There's a time limit now! Ow! Oh, look. I did it on my first try. Cool. Mad Space. Now there's flying rocks and Mario Galaxy. Except it's not because it sucks. And the tips are backwards now. Just why? And that's really all we have to say about them. I know, not a lot, but most of them are pretty good, but not much else to say. And Tails and Eggman stages are slow, and that's about it. Not really too important.
The Retro! What are the upgrades in Sonic Adventure 2?
I'm getting to it. Since there's no hub worlds, you find them in the stages themselves. They're just about the same as the last game. Lightspeed Dash is so much better. All you have to do is push a button and off you go. It's great when it works. I repeat, when it works. The bounce bracelet is... well, it's good. Better than 06, but it's good. And, the one where you turn a robot into an orb. And, oh no, not you.
I don't mind it being in the stage or hub world, but I can understand why some people may not be able to find the thumb, even if it's f***ing obvious. Come on, guys. The lever is right next to the rings in plain sight.
So for the bosses, some are interesting, others aren't. The character fights are a little more interesting, but not by that much.
I'm the coolest.
Same, some bosses are interesting and others are not. The rival bosses can range from being okay to no. Hey Retro, you gonna do Chao Garden again? Because I don't care.
Yes indeed. The Chows are back. Chow. Chow with an S is chaos. This mode has seen a lot of improvements. Say hello to Marty and Bim. There's more races, you can collect chaos drives from the gun machines, which is a really nice detail. And they can evolve too, depending on who— wait, is that Tails off his mech? And Eggman? Anyway, depending on which character you play as, they can turn into a Hero Chow or a Dark Chow. I tried the latter, but I used the hero characters too much, so he turned into a neutral Chow. Oops. And even the new Chow Adventure 2 has improved. There's a lot less fighting and a lot more very, very deep stories. I wasn't able to record this, but my chat asked me what the meaning of life was, and I said I didn't know, and then he went in a whole speech Sonic and the Black Knight style about living life to the fullest. Like, dude, what? Oh, and he also wants to be known as the Walker. Maybe I should change my movie titles. However, now it takes up all of the memory! There's no free space now! Don't ask about the Capcom logo. I don't know how, but I refuse to delete it. Oh, you also enter the Child Garden by finding a key in the stages, and that's it. A bit pointless, but still way better than Sonic Heroes special stages.
Are you done taking care of your child, Retro? We need to talk about multiplayer. Yeah, SA2 has multiplayer, but not like the last game. I am serious, I did not even know there was multiplayer in the last game. It's basically who will come out on top. Fight! You can choose from rolling around at the speed of sound, guns, no, and my little god! Woo-hoo!
This is obviously based on the Sonic 2's versus mode. They're pretty fun, especially with the right people. The recent one sucks though. It's just bad.
Are you done talking about stuff, Retro? Let's go racing now, Retro.
And stick around, got the fences over there. I move to points where the heck I need to go next.
Well, let's talk about the presentation. Starting with the animation, while I'm not an expert, I at least have an eye for detail. Unlike you, NetherRealm Studios. Now back to Sonic Adventure 2. Starting with the cutscenes, they got a major improvement, as they are now motion capture, compared to using in-game animation like the last game. But it's a double-edged sword for a simple and obvious reason. Just look at these character designs. Simply put, the Sonic characters are not human-shaped whatsoever. I mean, not even Eggman looks human-shaped. He's an egg. Now, motion capture can work, but not every character is suited for this, as it can lead to weird clip-in moments. Mind rolling the clip? Now, possibly Sonic Team could motion capture all of it and make it fit the character's proportions. That would be a Nightmare on Elm Street hell level, so I don't think Sonic Team is ready to kill themselves yet. Still, I guess it's better than using the in-game animations, which, you know, those mouths. In terms in-game animations, though, I think it's a bit weird and might not be perfect. Like Sonic's walking cycle, which is like, no thanks. Or when Sonic is running too fast. It doesn't look pleasant in 60 frames per second, but when slowed down, it looks kinda fine. And Rouge looks like she's walking too fast. That is not running lights. Tails and Eggman, they're fine. Minus the part where Tails is turning his mech backwards. So, what's your take, Retro? I'm gonna sit out.
I think it's a whole lot better than the last game. Thank God. I mean, yeah, the motion capture doesn't work very well with them, but that's something I can look past. The animations... what happened? Sonic's mostly fine, but it's a noticeable downgrade. And why is Knuckles on 7-Up Mushroom Energy? And the spin jump, he doesn't really curl into a ball? He rotates? What? I mean, they don't ruin the game or anything, but... What? Oh, and the rest of the game looks fine. It's Dreamcast, so there's not much to say. Sonic has fingers now. Oh, and the new shoes look cool on him too. Actually, since he's got them soapy shoes, there's now a lot of product placements. Kinda funny. Is that Sonic 2 pizza? Pizza! Here's another thing that's a lot better. The voice acting. Ryan Jones does a much better job here than...
Oh yeah!
As for everyone else, slightly better, and the new ones are pretty good. However, the lip syncing is very, very, very bad. This time, the Japanese version is alright. It's just that they didn't bother to change the animation or the English script to match the length. Leading to...
I came here following the signal from the Emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Master Emerald.
Yeah. Not only that, everyone talks over each other. It's like PAL 60 frame Sonic Heroes, only way, way worse.
Is everyone alright? We should be landing soon.
The hatch doors are
Don't
open.
sweat it, Knuckles. The only thing in the cargo bay are those
What do you
Master
mean, don't
Emeralds.
sweat it?
Right?
Land the
Knock
shuttle
it
and
off,
let me
Knuckles.
out.
Yeah, I think the voice acting is fine. Bit of an improvement from the last game. The lip syncing is questionable at times. I mean, they fixed it, but not for the English dub anyway. And dear God, whenever those characters overlap, end my misery! Just please, God, give me something good to talk about! Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Once again, G.U.N returns to compose for Sonic Adventure 2. We got some bangers here like Metal Harbor, Green Forest, Radical Highway, Crazy Gadget, and some other ones. And even the cutscenes, I know, sounds weird to say, the cutscene music's good. And there's also Blaze Blue with its cutscene music and its music.
Why? But yeah, the music in the last game was pretty good. But oh no! Sonic Team wanted you to remember every stage with its music! I especially like how each character has their own music team. Like Sonic is speedy in action, Tails is a little happy, Rouge is
jazz,
and Knuckles has rap in every single stage. And the main teams are really good. Live and Learn is better in my opinion. Sonic's team I prefer here over SA1 since it's more faster and I think it fits him more. I like Tails SA2's teams better, and Knuckles, well, I really love the new beat, but I do prefer the lyrics in the first one just a little bit more. Also, it sounds like one of those overclocked remixes on YouTube, and I like that. And Amy's team is the same flippin' one. She's not even playable, so I don't even want her. Oh, while I'm here, I decided to listen to her team, and...
Stinks look so cute. I had to shave it.
I have no idea what a Spindex was, so I decided to look it up. A Spindex is a mythical creature with a head of a human and the body of a lion with the wings of a falcon. In Greek tradition, the Spindex has a head of a woman, the harsha, whatever it's called, of a lion, and the wings of a bird. She is mythized as treacherous and merciless, and will kill and eat those who cannot answer her riddle. What? I do have my own flaws with the game, mostly ones I've already mentioned. I really hate the extreme downgrades of Knuckles and Rouge, and some of those levels... Tails and Eggman aren't that bad, but it's a notable downgrade from Gamma. And I get it, Tails was added in late, but if you have the time to have him out of his mech, then... dude. Even Sonic and Shadow have their not so good moments. Don't get me wrong, a lot of fun. Just sometimes the somersaults just make him bad. Oh, and the camera. It's alright for the time. Then we have the cutscenes. There's the characters overlapping each other, but then there's the music being too loud again. Thankfully not with lyrics, but wow.
I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Farewell.
Also, this is probably not a good example since my capture card really does not like lighting with the old consoles. But even with a CRT TV, the shells are unnecessary sometimes. Ha! Also, the script writing could be a bit better, but to be fair, without it, we wouldn't have gotten the moments. Maria, I promised you sausages! However, it's really fun to pull off some of the glitches. Yeah? You're not so tough now, are you? Also, this bit isn't really an issue per se, but in the last game, Dr. Robotnik was nicknamed Eggman by Sonic and crew, but in this game, he calls himself Dr. Eggman from now on? I mean, I know he was called Dr. Eggman in Japan, but Sega, please explain.
I already mentioned it, but Sonic and Shell's last stage, and the somersault. At least the somersault was removed in future Sonic games.
So, ending time. You've beaten either Sonic or Shadow in a honestly annoying fight.
I hate this boss fight! Then again, I'll take it over Shao Kahn from Combat 9.
If you beat the hero story, Sonic puts the fake Chaos Emerald in the cannon to... hold on, let me go back a second. On the Ark, Tails creates a fake Chaos Emerald somehow that's like any other Chaos Emerald, but once near the other emeralds, it explodes or something like that. But Eggman catches on to that and sends Sonic to space to explode. But somehow, Sonic manages to use Chaos Control to walk back inside the Ark. What? You've seen it once. How do you... Anyway. If you beat Dark's story, Eggman gets to the cannon, letting it fire, and then the final story happens.
So with all 7 Chaos Emeralds in the cannon, it does not blow up the Earth. Instead, the Ark is heading straight towards the Earth. Well, Gerald held a grudge against the world. It was the military's fault. Because, they killed Maria, and so the world is gonna feel his despair.
So now everyone's in trouble. Until Rouge remembers that the Mass Emerald has the power to neutralize the Chaos Emeralds. So by working together, they plan to reach the core to stop this whole thing from happening. And then enter a pretty long, slightly annoying, but alright final stage. Shadow is seen not helping because screw the world, until Amy talks to him, causing him to remember Maria's promise. For some reason. Turns out she wants him to protect humanity, not destroy them. Oh, how convenient! Off to help my buddies! Why Amy?
Then we meet this ugly mother. So Shadow fights this thing. Not a fan of this boss fight. Knuckles uses the Master Emerald, but the Bio Lizard uses Chaos Control to be in front of the Ark. So it's still set for course. And Shadow and Sonic went Super Saiyan and finish it off.
So now we're fighting as soups in space. Say it with me.
Space!
It's a little meh, honestly. You fight its pimples, and that's about it. You take turns hitting him, and that's it. However, the first few bits are fine, but then the last two goes 180 with its difficulty, and it teases you too. The first few are so stupid easy. Then the game goes, oh no, patrons are harder, take a hit and go back, lose your rings and start again, I'm sorry, it's just not fun enough for me.
It's easy at first, but once you hit it for the third time, it gets frustrating as
Rant mode activate.
Hey, that's mine!
So you see, I got this list of why this boss see the off. So when we start this laser, these balls, if you want to switch characters because, rings are low, well, you have to get to the other side of that stupid lizard, for God's sake. The pimples changed because why the hell not? You weren't there fast enough. And then Sega thought Shadow should have 40 rings instead of 50 for the laugh.
Don't you mean Sonic Team?
I did. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. I am in rage. I cannot.
Okay.
Don't talk to him. He's depressed. Thank you. I am in depression hatred. And then Sega thought Shadow should have 40 rings instead of 50 because why not? And to be fair, it makes sense. But this piece of shit to hell of God's earth.
Well, here's something positive to say about this. The music. Once again, Crush 40 knocks it out of the park.
Live and learn! Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the words of yesterday. Live and learn. If you beg or if you borrow. Live and learn. You may never find your way.
After the Battle Lizard's death, Sonic and Shadow uses Chaos Control to reorbit the Ark so Earth is saved. But since Shadow, I guess didn't have enough friends, he falls towards the Earth and died. Until Sonic Heroes, but, well, watch the review. So everyone is reflecting and sad about his death, yada yada, roll the credits.
Honestly, the ending of this game is good. The characters don't go,
Well, that happened. Well, let's just move on, guys.
no. Sonic and Rouge reflect the time they were with Shadow. Eggman tells Tails how his grandfather inspired him to become a scientist and how he was his hero, but questioned if he really did want to destroy humanity, with Tails given the worst response ever.
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
Knuckles asked Rouge what is she gonna do, and she said she's going to give up treasure hunting. That never happened. Ever. And to close this off, before Sonic leaves the Ark, he says sayonara to Shadow the Hedgehog. Also, did you know that Rouge has jiggle physics like in Dead or Alive or in Solar Kagura?
And that was Sonic Adventure 2. What do we think of it?
Well, I guess I'll start because why not? Sonic Adventure 2 is interesting. It has a lot of great stage tracks, Sonic and Shadow stages are fun as hell, and the story is okay. Simply not as complicated as other games I have played, and the models look fine, but the animation has not aged well. Tails and Eggman's gameplay is fine, and the less said about those two, and the final boss, the better. And I say, yes, just still get it, it's great!
As a sequel, it's darn good. Sonic is awesome to play as. However, the other characters aren't really that good, more so than SA1. The presentation is a little mixed, the music is good though, and I still think it's an overall good game. But mostly when you're playing as Sonic and Shadow, and you don't really get to play as them often. Sure, SA1 had its own flaws, especially with Sonic, but it felt more like a better game, while SA2 has a better Sonic. At times, I feel like SA1's Sonic is slightly better than SA2's, but that's just my comparison. On their own, they're great games, but now you know which I prefer more, and so do I. Oh, and before I forget, Big may not be playable in SA2, thank God, but he's hidden everywhere, from the gameplay to the cutscenes. You guys. You freaking guys.
May I see it?
No. And in this end, before I forget too, oops. The ranks are now 10. Depending on how good you do in a stage, you'll be rewarded from an E to an A. And there are other missions for you to do, like collect enough rings, beat the stage fast enough, find a missing child, and beat a harder version, all with its own ranks. And if you get an A rank on all of them, I repeat, all of them, then you get access to a new stage, a 3D version of Green Hill Zone. Pretty nice, and this was before we had green grains shoved down our throats, but dear God! Time for Mr. Action Replay.
You have no shame, do you?
None whatsoever.
Okay. Can I borrow that?
And speaking of which, just like the last game, this was also ported to GameCube and the 7th generation of most consoles, complete with Spyro music. It has even less improvements compared to SA1 DX, but it does have one improvement. The battle mode is way bigger. Oh! There's way more stages, extra characters, Amy's annoying voice. And then there's Metal Sonic again! Mwah! Mwah! It's beautiful! Unlike the last game, the Dreamcast had a few DLCs, but the game gives us the costume. What are you wearing, Rouge? Unlike the last one where it's mostly a matter of preference, I suggest a HD version. Yeah, they removed the shadows, but I'd argue it's better without. The battle mode's better, it's cheaper, not much difference visually. And the HD port has widescreen. Why doesn't SE1 have that?
Well, laddie, don't you feel ill? You're not on the stage of depression anymore.
Was that English?
You even got the studio of the 3000s to join in.
Huh. I guess you're right. Well, thanks, man. I'm sorry I always called you a...
But really? You're like must really suck because I'm an engineer. I can fix anything. You don't believe me? I fix sentries. He spins all day. And to think, watching people go into misery, despair. Oh, that makes me feel good. But I'm never going to give you up. I believe you. And to think, you still believe Spyro is better than Sonic the Hedgehog. How truly foolish of you. Oh.
Well, time to pay 3,000 a visit.
Well, folks, you can watch 3000's upcoming review to see what happens next. That's all.
Hey on, thanks for watching. I really tried my best to make this one an April's video, but boy. If you like this one, please like, comment, subscribe, share this with everyone you know and love. Support me on Patreon if you can, and follow me on Twitter. And oh yeah, I've announced it on Twitter, but I've got my own merch. Sort of. I got this T-shirt right here, done by the Terminator artist Maya, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Name up here, please. There you go. And she's on Twitter if you want to give her a follow and support her art and everything. She does commissions as well, so you know if you want, you can do that. And if you also notice on the Redbubble page, which is where the merch is, you know, I've put my own art on there as a sticker. You give me feedback on my art skills. You might have seen it in my review or something like that, you know. And yeah, I was why does this have to be so long? Okay, on being serious. On a serious note, I really do hope you enjoyed it as much as I had fun making it, despite how long it took. So, yeah. So, bye.